family, peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened coming back again with some more spiritual vittles. And today I'm going in on the power of choice. Ooh, this is a good one, family. This one is a good one. The power of choice. Ooh. Man, this is a good one because I don't care who you are, where you are, or what you have going on in your life. It's all your fault. It's a direct reflection of all your choices. I don't care if you're rich, poor, homeless, barely getting by, living check by check, balling out of control. It's nothing more than a reflection of your choices. You know, in all my videos, I'm always talking about how nothing exists until you focus on it. And that's the same way with your choices. If you don't focus on your choices, they'll never materialize in your waking state, family. I don't care if it's a conscious choice or an unconscious choice. Somewhere either in this timeline or an unconscious timeline, you're choosing to be wherever you are right now. It's no one's fault. No one implored you to do anything. You are where you are because you've seen yourself there. So since that's the case, why not see yourself in a better state? A lot of people say, hey, I want this, I want this, I want this. But in life, you only get what you deserve. In life, you only get what you deserve. But the key is tweaking your deserve reserves. When you choose to have the understanding that you deserve more, you open up the door for more to find you. If you're choosing to listen to negative things, listen to negative people, hang around negative people, a little bit of that detritus or the resonance of the negativity that you feel so compelled to be around will bleed in your life. One thing that I've come to realize is when I cut out negative people, negative speech, negative thoughts, the door to allow negativity was like a pinhead. It's hard to get in. But when you willingly keep watching the news, still going to places where you know it ain't good, you open the door for more negativity to find you. It's really this simple. Either if you're not doing positive things, you're doing negative things. There's no in between. If you're not thinking good, you're thinking bad. If you're not choosing to be positive, you're choosing to be negative. It's just there's no fine line between it. So the same way your actions and the things you do in your waking state, you want to align that with your mental state as well, family. You really want to allow your thinking, your speech, and your actions together. And then when you align all those three together, you can't help but win. It's just that simple, family. I really, guys, want you to listen to that. Because a lot of you guys get so used to just listening to me say things. Since you feel as if you're attached to me, you're getting it. But until you apply it, you're not getting it in your life. There are no rules. You're the architect of whatever occurs in your life. Whatever you choose will be if you believe it enough. When your will to succeed is stronger than your need to fail, you can't help but win. But a lot of you haven't developed your deserve reserves, and unfortunately, even unconsciously, you may feel as if you don't deserve goodness in your life. I don't care what you've done in the past. It was yesterday. It was the past. You can't change it. But what you can do is change your future. So I want you guys all to choose to go back in time in your mind. And whatever you've done, choose to forgive yourself from it. Choose to say that, I wasn't in the right state of mind then, but I've elevated my consciousness and I've evolved since then. I know I don't no longer deserve that negative energy that was tied to all my unfavorable actions of the past. All you have to do is choose it. That's your biggest power. In my book, Consciousness Equals Choice, I mentioned that consciousness is nothing more than the ability to make a choice. If you're a rock, you have what I call an unconscious consciousness. You can make a choice, but you can't physically do anything about it. But if you're a bird and you see a worm to your left and a fat grasshopper on the right, you can choose to either eat the earthly worm or the sweet grasshopper. They say grasshoppers taste sweet. I don't know. Maybe one day I may taste one when I go to Taiwan or something like that with the wifey. But back to choices, family. Going forward, if you want to write a book, Just choose to write a book. Don't just say, I want to write a book and that's it. No, you got to create the whole consciousness of the book. What I do when I choose to write a book or when I choose to publish a book, I give the book a consciousness. And by giving the book a consciousness, I actually give it a name. And when I give the book a name, I give it a birth date. The same way you would birth a child, you think, oh, I don't want to call my child in 9 months. Oh, they're going to be born October the 18th. Okay, they coming. I do the same thing with my books. I choose to give birth to everything in my life. I had a daughter when I was 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we chose to play slap and tickle. And the result of that was we conceived a child. You know what I'm saying? So what I want you guys to start doing is whatever it is that you want to do in life, I want you to play slap and tickle with it until it's birthed in your life. Choose it. Don't just like, I want this and then it'll come. It don't work like that. Every day you have to do something that's in alignment with your actions and your choices. Whether it's reading about it, writing about it, listening to something about it, reading or learning something about whatever it is you're doing. I really, guys, want you to increase your ability to choose. And if you, let's say you're trying to find a good mate, you want to get a good relationship. I should write a relationship book. My wife's been telling me for years, we need to write a relationship book. It's going to be one side male's perspective and the other side the female's perspective. Because men need to hear things and women need to hear things from a woman and the opposite sex. But the same way that when you meet someone, you're trying to fix them and hope, oh, they got potential. That ain't, Don't date anyone with potential. Choose good. Because wherever they are when you meet them, you cannot expect them to be better later on. You can only expect them to be wherever they are when you meet them. You can't change anyone. So if you think you can choose to change someone else, that's not the case. You can do all the choosing you want with you, but you can't force, coerce, or implore someone to be anything that they weren't when you met them. Okay, family? But so hopefully you got some jewels on the power of choice. The power of choice is the strongest power reserve you have as a human. There are certain things within you that unlock when you choose to do certain things. There's certain things within you that's laid dormant when you don't choose to do certain things. So if you want to be this magical, whimsical person, choose to do magical, whimsical things and watch things just unfold and lay in your lap. It's just so funny how it is. Surround yourself around people who are doing what you want to do. You don't have to meet them on their level. Sometimes you can stalk them from afar, but you have to choose to be around that which you want in your life. Even if it's from a distance. Me personally, I've always been fascinated with day trading in the stock market. No one held my hand and say, hey Chris, this is how you learn about support and resistance. This is the great indicator right here. This is the time frame you need to look at. No one did me like that. I did it all on my own. I went to IM Academy to learn for about a year, and then I took a whole nother year to learn on my own. And now my third year, I'm like, it's like a culmination of all the information that I've used, and now I'm applying it because I made a choice to do something 3 years ago that was going to help me out in the future. I just want to leave you with this, family. Whenever I do anything, I focus more on my choices than the actual thing. Because sometimes whenever you're trying to do something, you want to see one step all the way through 10. It doesn't work like that. Some of the best decisions I've made in my life is when I knew step 1 and that was it. And I made step 1, step 2 revealed itself. I made another step 4 and 5 revealed itself. By the time I got on step 6, I wasn't even worried about the last 10 steps because I just knew they were coming. And I really want you guys to be like that going forward. There's a lot of things on the spiritual path that don't really have rules. I want you all to start having what I call spiritual ingenuity. Instead of saying, hey Chris, does this work? Can I do this? Can I do that? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. If you're scared, do it scared. Just do it anyway. And whatever the result is, if it's not to your liking and you think you could have done better, do it again. If it still doesn't work out, it might not work for you. I want you guys to choose to be doers. I want you guys to dissolve your asking consciousness. A lot of the videos that I make, that I do, that I give to the world are nothing more than my interpretation of what I've experienced. And what I'm trying to get you to do is, not trying, but what I'm hoping that you guys pick up on is, you have to have your own experiences and then share them with the world. Share them with the world. If you don't choose to share them with the world, write them down and share them with your future self. You know, I feel as if there's only a few ambassadors of your family in any family. Like there's like 2 other people in my bloodline that I know that see the world the way that I do. And that one other person, I share things with them because they're younger than me, but I see that they will too be the ambassador of their family one day, so we rock together. So if you don't know who the ambassador of your family is just yet, it's good to create what I call your own personalized spiritual grimoire. All the things you tried, all the things that you've done to help you succeed, all the things you've done and you didn't succeed. Put it in there. So when you find one, so when that next ambassador of the family reveals themselves to you, and they will, it's really weird how the serendipitous things just happen to align you two together. But when you do meet them, you'll then have something to give them and a set of practices and experiences that they can try. And it will shortcut their spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying, family? All you have to do is make a choice. Consciousness equals choice. And as long as you're living, you're able to move, and you're able to make a choice, you're winning, family. So hopefully you got some jewels on the power of choice. If you want to support me, choose to go out to Amazon and pick up any one of my 8 books. The Enlightened Talk, Poverty Consciousness, Wealth Consciousness, Dissolving Your Limitations, Consciousness Equals Choice, Seeds of Time 1, Seeds of Time Volume 2, and my banging book, Divination. Woo! Again, I wrote divination for you guys. I kept getting emails and questions about what practices, what can I do to evolve and all this stuff. I don't care where you're from in the world. I have a whole bunch of divination from around the world for you to use. Okay? Find out what resonates within you. Okay? So on that note, you already know what I'm doing. I'm out here winning.